Summit. My name is Andrea Jones. I am excited to host today's live panel. And today is all about what the heck is going on with social media right now. I know things are shifting. I know they're shifting fast. And today I have a wonderful group of people here. We were already chatting before in the green room about viral trends. So we're going to bring those up as well. I want to first, though, go over what you can expect from the session today. I see the highs and hellos coming in the chat. Hi, everyone. Every time you leave a comment in the chat, guess what? You are entered to win our grand prize. Y'all, I love giving away prizes. It is one of my favorite things ever in the world. And today's grand prize is brought to you by the Mindful Marketing Lab, which I host. It's a monthly membership all about using marketing mindfully in a way that works for you. We have a 1-year membership to the Mindful Marketing Lab. You will also get the Social Media Rockstar t-shirt, the social media planner, and a $50 gift card courtesy of Honeybook. All you have to do is sound off in the comments. So let's warm them up. Tell me where you are joining in from today. Y'all already knew. You're in the chat already before I even could say you were there. I am in Fort Erie, Ontario, which is situated between Niagara Falls and Buffalo, New York. So yes, we get the wild buffalo snow in the winter, but right now it is hot. We are in a heat wave, and I am loving it. I love to be boiled alive. That is my natural state. Okay, I see Christy from San Angelo, Elizabeth from Minnesota, Angelique from DC, Shamaya from Clarksville, Elizabeth from California, Christina, hey Christina from Baton Rouge, Minnesota, Jimmy from Nigeria. Y'all, if you see Jimmy in the chat, Jimmy is my assistant. I cannot function without her. So if you want to butter up to anybody, that's the person you butter up to. Okay, the star holder, hi. Rhonda from Oklahoma, hi. Ginger, hi from Niagara Falls. David from Hamilton. I love to see it. Keep the chat going. We have El Paso in the chat. We have Brenton, Florida in the chat. We have upper left corner of the U.S. That's a lot. There's a lot of states up there. Let me know where. Keep sounding off in the chat. We love to see it. You will be entered to win the grand prize. But guess what? Everyone is a winner today. This is my Oprah moment. Look under your seat. No, just kidding. There's nothing under your seat. However, there is a goodie bag courtesy of our goodie bag sponsors, Mindful Marketing Lab, Riverside, Honeybook, Uncage Your Business, The Summit Hope, Hot Stock, and Beautifully Blooming. All you have to do is go to onlinedrea.com/SMD bag to win your prizes. That link is in the chat for you all as well. Grab your goodie bag. We'll send out emails with the link afterward as well, because everyone deserves to win a prize. All right, I'm excited to kick off today's panel. We have some amazing panelists. We're going to do a round robin of introductions. They're going to give you their brief 30-second elevator, not a pitch, but an intro. I'll go first for those of you who are new to my world. Hi, I'm Andrea Jones. I'm a mindful marketing strategist, all about building simpler, smarter marketing solutions for busy people. My people have kids. They're back to school. They have full-time jobs, and they're looking at traditional marketing advice like, who has time for all of this? If you're asking that question, come to me. That's what I'm all about. I'm happy to meet you all today. Next up, we have LaShonda. LaShonda, can you go ahead and introduce yourself to our friends?
Hi, everyone. I'm LaShonda Brown. I am a Canva verified expert and the tech educator behind Bootstrap Biz Advice, where I teach service providers how to do less manually and live a more fulfilling life by leveraging technology. So if you don't know what you're subscribed to or how to use it, I'm your girl.
Yay, awesome. Thank you so much, LaShonda. Next up, we have Shantae. Shantae, can you go ahead and introduce yourself to our friends?
Yes, I'm Shantae. I own Sugar Punch Marketing, which is a content marketing agency for service providers. We specialize in done-for-you content that sounds exactly like you because we use an approach that is content interviews. So we're taking everything that you say, all your word vomit, and turning it into amazing content. I also mentor social media managers, so I have templates and classes and a podcast.
Beautiful. Thank you, Shantae. Also, I love your emails always. They're always useful.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next up, we have Gwen, the amazing Gwen. Go ahead and introduce yourself to our friends.
Hi, everyone. My name is Gwen Lane. I've been a content creator for over 10 years, in marketing for over 15. I feel very old saying that. Shout out to my Minnesota people that's here live. I am originally from LA, but moved to Minnesota 5 years ago. It is hot here. Everyone always thinks it's frozen 24/7. It's not. It's hot right now. My dogs are mad at me that they can't go outside. I love social media. I've known Drea for a while. We follow and support each other. And I've been helping creators, content creators, coaches, experts, small business owners channel their inner content creation. And I'm really excited to talk about AI today with content creation. And yeah, I'm excited. Thanks for having me today.
Awesome, Gwen. Love to see it. Love to see it. Thank you so much. And last but certainly not least, we have Jamar. Jamar, introduce yourself to our friends.
Hi, friends. My name is Jamar Diggs. I am a YouTube consultant and I work with coaches, consultants, and service pros to really help them leverage YouTube to get more clients inside their business. So I kind of show them a different reality that YouTube can be for them to make things a little bit more easier and turn it into one of their most reliable lead generation platforms.
Yes, love to see it. Love to see it. Thank you so much, Jamar. And for everyone, all of our panelists, I have a warm-up question because there are a lot of thoughts and feelings about social media right now. And I would love to get the opinions of the experts. What are your current social media thoughts, feelings, energy? Are we thriving? Are we coasting? Are we backing away? Let's go around the room in the order that we introduced ourselves, starting with you, LaShonda.
I would say I'm thriving, but only because I do not feel beholden to Instagram. I think for so long I tried to make it work, and I'm a LinkedIn girly. I'm a LinkedIn YouTube girly. Instagram, she's paying, third base, and I'm okay with that. So therefore, I am thriving.
I love it. Okay. Mixing it up. All right, Shantae, you're next. What are you feeling about social media right now?
I am thriving as well. Instagram's my main platform. And then I also started YouTube this year. Thanks, Jamar, for your help. And my podcast as well. So I'm creating a lot of content this year and repurposing as much as possible. But those are my main two, Instagram and YouTube.
Okay, love to see it. Variety. Okay, thank you, Shantae. Gwen, how about you?
I am in thriving camp, Drea. I just got in. I was quiet for a while, but with like everything going on in the world, that has given me so much energy to show up. And also kind of blur the lines that I had kind of put on my content. And so I'm excited to talk about that later, about like expanding from just talking about your business, but about the values and the things that you care about as well.
Yeah, I'm here for I'm here for that conversation. I can't wait. Okay, Jamar, what about you? I feel like I know what you're going to say, but what about you?
Child, I am thriving. I feel like I'm just out here chilling, relaxing. I treat it's so fun because obviously I use YouTube, Instagram, Threads for like all of my stuff, but it's just so great to see them all work together and have people just coming out of like nowhere joining my membership, and I'm like, hello. All I did was like do like a YouTube video, and then I just started like chilling out on Instagram stories, and then I'm just like being completely unhinged on Threads. Like something's working, honey, and I'm so here for it. So even in this crazy time, I am still thriving, and I'm so fortunate and so lucky to feel that way.
Yes. Okay. The running thread that I'm hearing. Are y'all taking notes? I hope you're taking notes. If you're not, there will be a replay. We're going to go back through this together multiple times because the running thread that I'm hearing is we're not putting all of our eggs in the Instagram basket. Instagram, while we love her, she's having a moment where it's not a good relationship right now. We're like, we need some space, just a tiny little space. Instagram, I'm feeling the same thing. I love the Threads energy. I'm actually loving old school Facebook group energy too. Like some of the Facebook groups are like thriving right now, and of course my podcast. For me, it's like my ride or die. Don't leave her behind. We go together. We've been through 2 pregnancies together. We're still thriving. So I love that for us, and I love to hear that from you all as well. So next round of questions here, we've got some individual questions. Those of you who are with us live, you also get to ask questions in the chat. Ask your questions throughout. I see some questions coming in already. Y'all are ahead of the game. We will have Q&A at the end. But if you say something interesting, I may call it out while we're here live. But the first question that I have prepared for Gwen is, what's this one platform or trend that you think is getting way too much hype? And you already kind of hinted at what you're doing differently as well.
Right. So I'm not sure about what too much hype actually means, but I totally agree with you about like Instagram not being my favorite platform right now. I think everyone's feeling this. I'm with Jamar on being totally myself on Threads. I'm also back to being a TikTok girly for some reason today. I don't know about your channels, but I've started again, I was very, very niche, and then that started feeling very exhausting and very like limiting to who I am as a person. And so I've been talking more about my love for pickleball, which I started a year ago. I don't know if anyone else plays pickleball, but like there is a new industry just growing right now. And then Threads, I started when it just started out, and that's popping off. And what's interesting is I have so much more, I think 100 times more views on Threads than Instagram, though my following is reverse. I have 100 times more followers on Instagram than Threads, and yet Threads is the one that is pulling in the views right now. And so for me, I'm looking at what's bringing in the traffic, what's bringing in the leads and the sales that I have right now, and not getting too caught up on all the other things, because I think that's again what's most important. At the same time, I'm really leaning onto the creativity that I'm feeling by just showing up where I feel like most engaged and most connected to the people that I want to connect with.
Yes. Okay. I need to hear more about this pickleball question on TikTok. How are you relating the fun thing, the pickleball, to your business?
Oh, so many things. Well, I feel like one, we all want to create content that lasts and keeps promoting our business, not because we want to sit in our business. It's because we want to do other things, right? We want to cook, we want to travel, we want to play pickleball, we want to go, hang out with our dogs, our family, everybody. There's like a certain thing that we want. That's the content is just a way to do that. Like, I don't think anyone here wants to spend 40 hours sitting down on their computer creating that content. I don't think anyone wants to do that. No, like we create the content so that it brings people to us, so that while we're doing something, while I'm on court, I played a tournament on Saturday, the content is still bringing in that business. And so I think adding those things has definitely helped. One, it energized me to be more authentic to myself. Two, I'm actually getting pickleball clients and pickleball businesses that need like help with growth and monetization. And so half of my one-on-one consulting clients are all pickleball coaches or clubs or something. And I had manifested this when I started playing. I was like, wouldn't it be cool to do what I do and start moving into pickleball? And so I'm actually working with a lot of pickleball clients, and it just naturally evolved that way.
I love this. Like, okay, suddenly I want to have a ton of my hobbies turned into businesses. Thank you, Gwen. I love that. Okay, next question. This one's for LaShonda, because I've been seeing you talk about AI a lot, and AI kind of feels a little bit like the elephant in the room right now. So talk to us about AI. How has it changed how you create content?
Well, I'm not as big of a fan of AI as people think I am, only because I think that people are far too dependent on it. And we can tell you're using it through the overused words, the unnecessary emojis. We all know you've been in ChatGPT, and we can do better than that. So that being said, I have been really looking at the landscape of the tech industry and saying, We've been using automation for years. Nobody hand washes their car anymore. We all drive through, we let it, spray our cars and dry us off. So, like, we're aware that so many processes have been automated, but what are the ones that we really should keep for whole humans and what should we outsource? And so for me, it's been a really interesting journey because I am like a little bit woo, a whole lot of mindful. I don't want to lose that aspect of myself by outsourcing my personality to a robot. However, I need not transcribe the things that I say. So when it comes to transcriptions and captions and these like mundane, monotonous, repetitive tasks, AI can do that. But when it comes to really owning my space as a thought leader, the last thing I want is to put my intellectual property into an open source platform and let the internet have its way. So there's a balance. And I think a lot of people don't understand that there is a nuance to it. And so we shouldn't be using it for everything, especially, your courses that you're charging for. Let's not do that. But it is very useful and I'm here for it.
Yes. I think that this is one of those conversations we have to keep having. AI is a tool. It cannot think for you, but it can be very supportive in your process. Love the transcription aspect of it. Thank you so much, LaShonda. Next question goes over to Shantae. What's working here now, 2025? Something that genuinely surprised you? Give an example of your personal experience or one from a client.
Yes. Okay. So this is going to be an unpopular opinion based on what everyone else has said, but I love Instagram still. I'm still seeing a lot of great results. I went to a carousel only strategy a couple of months ago, and I've seen a ton of growth, a ton of conversions coming from that. So I would say I'm surprised that carousels are able to perform better than my reels. And I'm seeing that for some of our clients, not all of them, but some of our clients as well.
Okay, carousels. Now, I've been on the carousel game. I love it. I still love reels though. Carousels take me too long to make. Reels I could just boom, record and hit go. But I'm curious, have you seen any particular style of carousel work? Great number of slides, type of imagery, like what's working well right now with those carousel posts?
Yes. Okay. So here's my strategy and what I use for my clients. So lengthwise, 5 to 7 slides is ideal. People don't want to swipe that many times, they get bored. So keep it short and concise. The first slide needs to have a really strong hook. So, like if you have a hook for a reel, for example, you can use that same thing on the first slide, but it needs to be 8 words or less. And then within that, it's great if you have certain slides that you kind of remove your branding from, because those are the super shareable ones wherever people are like, oh, yes, I agree with that. I need to share it. Or if I share this, it's going to make me feel super smart, or, something like that where it's emotionally relevant. And then you'll get more shares that way, which is then what pushes your content out to the explore page and all of that.
Beautiful. Okay, y'all take notes. 8 or less words on your hook. Remove your branding. This is like the opposite of what we were doing years ago, which is why I love having these panels like share the wealth, share the wealth. Okay, next question goes to Jamar. Jamar, if someone said, okay, I want to start fresh, where do I start with my content? What are you going to tell them?
Okay, first thing, I'm about to be a rogue, but I just want to say, Shantae, I have been seeing your strategy and I freaking love it. And also, I've been wanting to ask you this for so long about your YouTube video promotion for the carousels. How you how you just do like screen captures of like the captions. I'm like, I want to do that. Give me permission to do that.
I didn't invent it.
Okay,
Go
great.
right ahead.
Okay, sorry. I just had to get that out and get it out of the way because I loved that so much. It's like a different way that I've been seeing business owners like promote their channel. Anyway, moving on to what you asked me in the first place. If someone was starting fresh, I here's the thing that I think is really important is we have to understand that nothing is going to be perfect. Everything works. but the thing that makes it work is your commitment to see it through. And when you don't see it through, that's when the failures happen. Like real failures. Like you can learn a lot from a post that wasn't like that wasn't hitting as hard. But if you stop completely, you learn nothing. And so if you were starting fresh, I would say literally, well, first things first, a little bit, something like a little bit more tangible. I would say start out with what your ideal clients are asking you the most. It's the most lowest hanging fruit possible, right? I know we love to be thought leaders, but don't nobody care if they cannot find you or if they don't even know you yet. You know what I'm saying? So you starting fresh. You ain't like us, okay? And so you need to be knowing who you're trying to talk to and then answering those questions. It may feel so basic because it is, but you got to start somewhere. And then once you start building your audience, then you can start adding in some like thought leadership, unpopular opinions. And keep in mind, those basic low hanging fruit things can still have some thought leadership in it. I'm not saying that, but like, don't just go off starting with unpopular opinions right out of the gate because that's not going to help you grow as much as what you think it is.
Yes. Oh, really giving it to us today because some of this stuff is like, I was not expecting that answer. And it was like, well, you're right. When we start off, we try to start advanced mode when we need to start at the beginning. Start at the beginning. I love that. Okay. Thank you so much, Jamar. Okay. Next question is for anyone here. I wanted to talk about how we've changed our social media and really our content marketing over the past year. I know for me, a lot of the shifts has moved away from pre-planned content. I used to be a huge fan planning out my content calendars, having all my posts decided weeks and months in advance. And I'm finding these days, my off the cuff content performs way better than anything I've pre planned. And so I've made the shift. I've leaned into it. I've left space in my calendar to create more in the moment content. So I'm curious from you all, what are some of the shifts that you've seen in your content creation process over the past year?
I would say the biggest thing that's changed for me is I've realized that no one wants to see your Canva graphics. And I know that's crazy coming from a Canva verified expert, but what's happened is Canva has taken over the universe. And so 70 of us are using the same templates. And so ultimately, even if people don't read what you wrote, they feel like they've seen it already. And so in the age of AI where everything feels so mass produced, you have to be disruptive to get noticed now. And so the easiest way to do that is through your words, just text, or photography of you. But the fancy graphics, like you were saying before, like spending so much time designing carousel posts, like they do perform if you put in the effort. But because I'm in Canva all the time, like a carousel post could take me an hour just because I know all the things I could be doing. And so I think what's so much more important is people care less and less about filtered images and polished graphics than they do about your humanity and what you actually have to say to add to the conversation. So I think people want to see, in a way, less production value. I'm seeing more value in live streaming on YouTube. No edits, one take. And so I think that should free a lot of people who before felt a lot of pressure to be polished on camera or polished on their feeds to realize like there's a reason why TikTok took off because people felt permission to be feral and unhinged and real. And that's happening on Threads too. I saw it. That's why I tap out. But Jamar is thriving there because, he loves a good unhinged moment. And I love that for him. So I just think that we're all just saying we've been through, we're still going through. Permission to not give me a polished graphic and just tell me what's on your mind.
Yes, be unhinged. Let's see the reality of it all. Love this. Anyone else have anything to add?
I will say, what we've been using for my clients that have been working well is iOS Core, which I don't know if y'all are familiar with that, but it's basically like screenshots of your notes app, or like text messages and things like that. And so we're using that because it feels more personal and relevant and recognizable to people. So kind of gets that one-on-one connection going versus just plain text or, a professional image in text.
Yeah, a lot of these are falling in the same vein of we want it to feel more real, and it still can be curated like a reality TV moment. We don't see everything, but we see enough to believe the drama. I feel like that's what we're seeing on social media right now. Is like we don't need to see everything, but we want it to feel real. We don't want it to feel manufactured. I love this. Jamar or Gwen, you have anything to add to this one before we move on?
Yeah. Gwen, do you want to go first or you want me to go first?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I have always been such an anti um, scheduling rebel, and I've tried, my God, I've tried so hard to do it. I've been in that metricool for so long, and it's just empty, girl. It is empty. But I'm still okay. And so, because I've just decided to really just lean in because, like, I've decided to make my content fit in with like my life and like how I kind of just like maneuver throughout life. And I'm just so happy to have like created a business model to where I do have a lot of space inside my schedule to where I can just make an Instagram post real quick. I can just do all of these hard hitting, high value, high impact things that require me very, very little effort. But they're just kind of pockets in my day. And I've even had like another like social media friend be like, Jamar, are you like are you planning your content? Like do you have a like are you planning your content? And I was like, no. And she was like, I was wondering how are you doing this? Because it doesn't look track like it doesn't look like it's last minute, but it looks like just an it still looks fine. And I'm just using my little iPhone, using my photos, and I'm just screenshotting the notes app, just like how Shantae said. You know what I'm saying? That iOS core, honey, it's the way to be for me. And so that's kind of what I've been really leaning into. And with that, being okay to just show up on Instagram stories or in threads because I do really believe that my channel does like most of the heavy lifting for me to where people come into my world and then, they get kind of nosy and then they want to see me on Instagram and threads and then they're like, oh my God, he is crazy. And they're like, and it's either a good crazy or bad crazy. And so it works for me.
It's a good crazy. We can co-sign that one. I love it.
Thank you.
Okay, Gwen, over to you. How's your strategy changed over the last year?
I mean, I've always been a planner and scheduler at heart. I think I'm a 50-50 because it's like if I don't do it, I go to the deep end where like I won't come back. I won't come back. That has happened. Like I have had severe burnout, like being gone for weeks, months. And so I have found kind of that the happy medium for me is scheduling and planning some stuff out that I know I want out. Like I know I'm playing pickleball 5 times a week, so I'm not going to be on my phone being able to do that. So I have stuff scheduled. And then I also have days where I'm in office where I'm like, okay, today I'm going to do something what's in the moment or what do I want to talk about today. And I felt that that has been the thing that has helped me to be the most consistent. When I also have like creative modes where sometimes it's like nothing, there's nothing. And so I love the days that I did sit down and go through, looking at like, what do I want to talk about? What are the things that, going back to Jamar, like, what are the things that they're asking me questions? So sometimes like we're so deep into it. We're like, advanced level mode and we think everyone understands what I'm saying, and then I post something and then I get the questions that I should have been answering in the first place, and then I'm like, okay, let's go back to that. And then so like I'm back to basics right now. I'm getting in front of a lot of new people right now with what I'm putting out there and kind of just the content I'm putting in, and I don't know if this is just age or amount of time, but I'm definitely caring less and less. And I don't know if that's just a good thing. It's just like I'm getting older. I don't care anymore. I have other stuff to do. I can't argue with these people right now. I can't argue in the comments. There's too many. And you guys are just blowing up my stuff because you're commenting, even if it's not what I want. And what's funny is that people are arguing for me now, which is kind of awesome. And I was like, okay, great. So I do have some people who, have been following me for over 10 years and are responding to the haters and the trolls for me. And so something must have gone right. And so I think that I would just like to say, don't be afraid to talk about the things that you really want to talk about, because your true fans and true followers are going to be there for you. And the people that leave because they're offended or are not on the same wavelength are going to go. And I'm like, bye, see ya. I don't care. Gotta go play some more pickleball.
Yes, I'm with that. It is partially, I feel like, fellow internet granny. Like, I started a blog in 2004, and I'm like, y'all don't even know what we had to do to blog back then. We were coding. And now it's totally different. So I think we are the elderly of the internet right now. Respect your elders. Okay. So last question before we head to our break. One thing that I am curious about are the new and upcoming, not just platforms, but features on some of our favorite platforms, because there are always these changes that are happening. I am a Threads girly through and through. I love it. But also, I started playing around with the Instagram Edits app recently, and I'm like, okay, Instagram, we finally have editing that's not glitchy. I love this. So what are some of the things that you're seeing, either new platforms or new features on your favorite platforms that you're loving right now? LaShonda?
Girl, I'm sticking with what's working. When I tell you I ain't got no TikTok, I claim my name on Threads and promptly left the room. Ain't never seen Bluesky. Look, the money is on LinkedIn. I'm gonna be where the money's at. I can be with in-person people in my free time. So that's just where I'm at. 20-hour work week. I ain't got time. So I know there's newness happening, and YouTube is staying current. We love that. But truthfully, like I personally, it makes me feel, as a tech educator, it makes me feel frantic to try to keep up with all the platforms, because as soon as I'm there, people want me to be tech support. And so it's like I can only manage so much in my head at once. So like I'm obsessed with LinkedIn right now. We are in the depths. Love that. I'm still using YouTube, trying to do all the different services there. Instagram gets proof of life, and that's all I can do. And so for me, it's like I'm aware that there are new things happening, but because I don't want to field the questions for those platforms, I just choose to opt out. So I will say though, as far as YouTube is concerned, they really do understand that more and more people are canceling subscriptions to some of the streaming platforms, and they're hooked on YouTube Premium, and they're casting YouTube to their TVs instead of just doing computer and phone. And so they're really expanding the TV capabilities of the platform and really viewing it as a go-to source for entertainment and not just a place for tutorials. So it's been cool to see how they've invested in that community there. But in terms of like the newer platforms, I think because I remember Periscope and how quickly it came and went, and some of the others, I'm like, I can't invest in the newbies. I'll let them see the last 3 to 5 years, and then I'll circle back.
Yes. Okay. We have some follow-up questions for what you said, LaShonda, but I'm going to save that for our Q&A because I want to hear from everyone else about anything new, exciting that you're working on right now. I need one more. Do I need to call on y'all?
This is going to be, I'll do it. I volunteer. This is going to be very, very niche to social media managers or people who have social media managers, but Instagram just added a share account access feature where you can select a certain profile that can switch to your account, and then you can control what their permissions are. So it's just going to be way easier for us to manage our clients' accounts. Again, I don't think anyone else is going to relate, but that's what I'm excited about.
Finally. Yes, I know. It's one of those things where it's like, why hasn't this been a thing? Love it. And we have some, I see an agency owner in the room and a couple of freelancers as well. So that should be helpful. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Okay. So we're going to have our midway break. This is your time. If you need a bio break, go for it. Drink some water. But while we do that, keep an ear out because I want to remind you about our grand prize, 1-year membership to the Mindful Marketing Lab, a social media rockstar tee, social media planner, and a $50 gift card from Honeybook. And for bonus points, Our panelists are ready. Y'all take screenshots. Okay, we're gonna smile. Sneeze. Okay, y'all take your screenshots, post it to social media, tag us all. I'm gonna put everyone's social media handles. Actually, I only grabbed Instagram now. Listen to me, after I said nobody's on Instagram, I only grabbed everyone's Instagram. We're gonna put this all in the chat. Tag us and let us know what your aha moment was from the panel, and we'll get bonus entries for our giveaway, which I'll be giving away at the end of the session today. Make sure you tag our panelists. They have been amazing in their time and their resources here today. I'm going to watch this again to take notes as well because it's been abundant. But there's also a replay as well. The replay is free for everyone. But if you love everyone here in the room and you want even more of this goodness, I have to tell you about our All Access Pass. It's only $15. And guess what you get with the All Access Pass? You get our replay from last year's panel. We have over a dozen workshops in there talking about things like micro video content and writing captions and how do we do sales funnels on social media and what does sales language look like and how do we put it all together into a plan that actually works for us and how do we use AI like ethically without like stealing other people's work and stuff. All of that is in the All Access Pass. Only $15. The link is in the chat as well. David said, loving the All Access Pass, totally recommend. Yes, love that. And also a reminder to keep your questions coming in. Every time you leave a comment, you're entered to win. Jemmy is in the comments looking for our winner. And she's going to pick a winner randomly and then message me the name. And we'll announce that at the end of today's session. So keep your comments, your aha moments, and your questions coming in. We love it. Also saw a bunch of people said, hold on, let me scroll back up. Someone said something about Jamar that sounded like a podcast title. Daily Dose of Jamar. Does that not sound like a podcast, Jamar? I feel like we need.
Wait a minute now. Am I going to have to give somebody some rights? Damn. Daily Dose of Jamar. I like that.
Yes, Julie Hampton. I need a daily dose of Jamar. I was like, that sounds like a podcast. Gabrielle said, this is a vibe. Rhonda said, I need to find your channel. I think that was talking to Lashonda. Shamaya said, I need to start doing that with one of these emojis. I think that was talking to Gwen's strategy. We have lots of comments coming in the chat. The not give a bleep as you get older is a beautiful thing. Thank you, Angelique. Well said, Gwen from Rhonda in the chat. People loving our internet granny comments. Keep it coming. We love to see it. I love to see it. Gabrielle, can I still get the All Access Pass? Yes, the All Access Pass will be available through till the end of this week. We'll send email reminders as well. And we've got some beautiful questions. I've saved them. I've copied and pasted them into my document. We're going to get to that at the end of today's session. But I want to get back to our questions because today we're talking about the state of social media. What is going on? Because sometimes it feels like everything's changing, and especially the algorithms. Mr. Al, who I like to call the algorithm, can be sneaky. But also, I think Mr. Al can be our best friend. I'm a huge fan of Mr. Al. I know some people are like, oh, the algorithm's not showing my post. From a consumer standpoint, as someone who's on social media a lot, I'm like, Mr. Al knows me, loves me, sends me all the perfect content that I get to scroll through TikTok and hee ha ha my way to go to sleep. I love it. But I'm curious to get all of your opinions, especially from the perspective of business owners. When LaShonda said, we're entering in this age of where social media is free entertainment. And then there's us as the business owner trying to offer our advice and our services. What are your tips for standing out and building trust with people on social media as the algorithms are changing so quickly?
I'm going to say something. Okay, so how do I say this? Okay, so I have never been one to care about the algorithm at all. Like, I'm literally just out here living my best life. You know what I'm saying? And it's because I have this kind of like concept where it's like you have your attraction-based platforms and you have your community-based platforms. And so in my head, we should always have some type of search-based platform of some sort, even if it's your blog, honey. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what it is. I mean, I would like it to be YouTube, but let me just move on. So but having that, and then you having like your actual community-based platform, that like the things that are, I mean, uh based around like your actual community engagement, right? Likes, comments, shares, like shares, saves, stuff like that. You just kind of have them both, and so you get to kind of like show up and like lean in to certain things that are happening, but you also don't have to lean into to those things, because you're not posting as if your business depends on it anymore, because you have a more diverse way of like getting visible, you know. And so when people were saying that, like, oh my gosh, my reels aren't getting any views or whatever, I was like, girl, I don't care. I'm gonna post this view. I'm gonna post this reel. I'm gonna post this carousel. I don't care which one is hot right now. I'm gonna post what I want to post, and whoever sees it, because I know that people, whenever people work with me, they they go everywhere that I am before they make a decision. So it may not, it doesn't matter what the algorithm does to my content, because when someone wants to work with me, they will find it, because they will be trying to make a educated buying decision. So that's what I'm using my community-based platform for.
Love that. LaShonda?
Yeah, I would say to tag team on that, the people that are stressed about algorithms are focused on the wrong thing. Because the algorithm's going to be algorithm. That's their business. That is Facebook's business. That is Instagram's business. That's not your actual business. Your actual business is to be excellent at what you do and to have your customers be ambassadors and advocates for you, for them to refer you, for them to sell you, for them to share your content. And I think that people spend so much time trying to play the algorithm and keep up with the trends that they spend the majority of their time marketing their business and not providing the service that they're marketing. And so, like, I just feel like if people are so obsessed with, I just have to figure out what the tech bros are doing in their basement so more people can see my content, the content is supposed to generate sales. So at the end of the day, like, when you have an excellent business that is meeting a need, you could run a thriving business with no social presence, because we did it before social media. So I think social media should enhance what you're doing, but it shouldn't be the only thing that you're dependent on, because in a minute, a server can go down and you lose everything. Girl, you better have an email list. I mean, you need to have a way that you can contact your own community and say, this is what we're doing. And that's why memberships are thriving. That's why email lists are just, I mean, for every dollar you spend, it returns 38. Do you get paid to post on Instagram? You get paid to post on YouTube, which is why Jamar and I are like, get your bag. But like, anyway, if y'all are not on YouTube after this thing, shame on you. But at the end of the day, like, stop stressing about codes and algorithms and apps, and be awesome at what you do, and people will do the selling for you. That should be your focus. Stop stressing about the constant changes, because they will keep changing.
Love that. So many quotables. We're going to have to clip these out and share these on social media. Love it. Anyone else want to add to this?
Yeah, I'm in the same camp. Like, a lot of my clients are content creators, so that's kind of like the thing that they use, I think, as an excuse for them to not do the thing. And I was like, okay, you're not going to know what happens after you post until after you post. And then they're trying to figure it out as if like they're a software engineer or computer tech person. My husband's a software engineer. I'm like, he doesn't know. The people who work at Meta, they don't know either. They're writing code for the code to think for itself. Kind of like AI, right? We don't know what happens. We just put it in and something comes out. Do we know what happens? No. They're combing, they're researching, whatever. And I think that is a procrastination to like, okay, are we actually going to do the thing? What are you selling? What content are you doing, or what activities are you doing to bring in those sales? Like LaShonda said, like email. That's my biggest thing with creators and businesses. It's like, what's your email list? And then they look at me like, but what is the algorithm wanting me to do this today? I'm like, I don't know. How many times did you email your list this month? And did the sales come from there? And so I think people I get it. Everything is so distracting. There's so many platforms. There's so many things to do. There's so many things we want to do and so many places we want to be that it's really hard to focus. But really, if nothing is working, you kind of need to like strip all the things that you put in there and figure out, okay, like what is the business? Who are we helping? And where are those people now? And like LaShonda said, she's focused on LinkedIn. My people are on Instagram and TikTok, and that's where I am. I like to be on Threads because I like to be there, but I'm starting to see more and more of my traffic and leads coming from Threads. Otherwise, after 6 months, I'd be like, no, okay, it's not working. Maybe I'll just do it for me. But for the business, like I'm very focused on where the things are coming from that I need, because again, it's a business and not a hobby. And we really need to stay focused on that at the same time while having fun.
Yes, I love that. Thank you. Shantae, anything to add before we move on?
Yeah, I'll be quick. I have a post right now, or actually I've posted this a few times, but the hook is it didn't go viral, it got a client. And that's the goal. So when we work with clients and for my own strategy, we have what I call a content ecosystem, which, like Jamar said, follows that buyer decision journey. So where are they discovering you? How are you nurturing them? How are you getting that community? Ideally, we're getting people off social and onto our clients' email list, um, and then directing traffic for them to purchase or make their decisions or anything like that. So social media is a tool, but it's not the end game.
Yes, I love this. Such great questions in the room. I want to add to this too, because I saw a question come in. I'm over here. Y'all, we have a lot of questions. So we're going to get to our Q&A portion here. Keep the questions coming in the chat. But one of the questions that just came in is about the algorithm and how it comes from Sarah. Sarah says, but you need to be found. And if the algorithm hides you, how can you be found? And I just want to share a personal experience from this, because I started a completely new brand for my spicy romance. If y'all want to learn about romance novels, we could talk offline, but I write under a pen name. It's too spicy to share on here, but DM me if you want to see it. I started this new account in end of April, and I already have over 1,100 Instagram followers, just a handful of posts. And I think this isn't about the algorithm. I think we get so stuck on like attraction strategies of just like, let me scream it out into the void and hope people hear me. And what I use is just traditional business building advice. I'm not screaming it. I'm talking to one person at a time. I'm literally saying, hey, we read the same kind of books. Have you read this book? I read this book. It's a one-to-one interaction. And yes, I do create content. And yes, I post it out there. And yes, people see it and they share it. But the biggest thing for me is not waiting for people to come find me. I go out there and I find them. And I think that's one of the strategies that has always worked really well for me. It helps that I'm just a natural fangirl. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just read this book. I need to talk about it to somebody. And so that really helps me. And in my business, it's helped me as well. I have way more private like DM conversations with people than I ever put content on my feed. I'm in private like Discord groups, Facebook groups, circle communities, on school communities. And that helps build my network of people. And yeah, social media helps with that, but it's not all focused on social media. So that's my perspective on that. I want to get into our questions though. We have a lot of questions. We have 12 minutes left, y'all. We're not going to get through all of these. So I'm going to get through as many as I can here in the chat. Keep your questions going in the chat as well. Listen, now y'all are intrigued. We're not talking about the romance novels right now. This is about social media. DM me on Instagram at OnlineDrea. We could talk about it privately. Okay, over to our panelists. Y'all can pop in with any of the answers to these. This one comes from Christy. Christy says, so many social media platforms. It takes so many energy to do them all. Where to concentrate?
I'll start this one. You don't gotta do them all. Who said that you gotta do them all? You saying that you gotta do them all. Christy, who's that? Christy, who told you that you gotta do them all? You know what I'm saying? Don't let them people drive you crazy. but in all honesty, I would just start with just one or two platforms. Like I am a big fan of like how I said your attraction-based platform and your community-based platform. For me, that would be YouTube and Instagram, right? If I were to just choose to, and then obviously have your email list, and just start there. And if when you have more confidence or when you have more capacity, you could expand if you want. But there's tons of businesses that just use one or two platforms and they're doing just fine.
Love it. Co-signed. Anyone else? Got it. Beautiful. Oh, LaShonda?
No, I would just say like definitely think of long form first, and you can always make it shorter. So whether it's podcasts, YouTube, blog, have a long form platform, and then you can always outsource, oh, turn this YouTube video into a short or turn this podcast into some clips. But I think people try to start with short form and there's no way to expand it. So if you're thinking through in terms of workflow and team capacity, if you give a lot of content, you can repurpose a long form piece of content in a bunch of different ways, and that's going to save you time too.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay, this next question, I missed your name. I'm sorry, but I got the question. It says, as a graphic designer with little to no experience, trying to start an online business, what platforms other than Instagram and Facebook would you recommend? I used to attract clients currently targeting neurodivergent female entrepreneurs of color who want a brand that positions them as an expert while embracing what they think differently. Okay, I already think this is going to be LinkedIn, but LaShonda, do you want to LinkedIn, right? For a graphic designer?
Oh, that's funny. No, I was going to say Pinterest. That's funny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, a lot of people, when I tell you, it baffles me, but the amount of people obsessed with like font pairings and color palettes, I'm like, how is this content? But people love it. I mean, even just giving people suggestions on how to improve their graphic design. And when they go to read the blog post or see the pen, they see the information about your business. I mean, that's where people are going for that kind of advice. So unless you're trying to work for someone else, I would consider Pinterest to be a viable option, to be honest with you.
Okay, I like that. I also want to pop this one over to Shantae because you have a lot of clients in the service business. What do you think?
Yes, so Instagram, of course. Sorry, I know you said not that, but Threads would be really good for that one. I see so much content like that already. The algorithm over there is very good. The keywords, um, and yeah, I've seen graphic designers who focus on that niche go viral over there. So try that.
Yeah, okay, awesome. Love it. All right, next question is from Rhonda. How do you show up professionally while at the same time making my content fun and true to myself? I love horror movies and coffee, and I love to joke around, LOL.
I think that's a me question.
Yes, Gwen, this has you all over it.
Yes, you can be all of the above. Like I'm very professional. Like this is, the button-up shirt all done. And then guess what? I'm in my skirt, I'm in my sports bra, and people like to see that it's not just this. And I think that actually adds to how people connect with you and why people choose you instead of everyone else. There's going to be tons of coaches. There's going to be tons of designers. There's a lot of strategists out there. But if you can connect with them on like a different layer, I think that sets you aside from everyone else. And also I feel like our true selves come out when we talk about the things that we're passionate about, like horror movies. Like, what about horror movies? I love horror movies, by the way. And it's like, what about horror movies do you love? And it actually gives them an insight to who you are as a person. And a lot of people make buying decisions based on that. And so I'm posting about, social justice. I'm posting about human rights. I talked about how I'm an immigrant and, I'm scared about what's going on, how we're being profiled and people are being detained. And people who have never talked to me or never interacted with my business stuff are now coming out of the woodwork and are like, hey, we're here and this is why we've been following you all this time. And so whether or not they become a client, I know that they could refer me, they could share it to someone else, and that just grows your social media. So I would definitely not limit yourself to just the business, and then relate your business to coffee. Like talk about business while you're talking about your coffee. Talk about horror movies and what insight is related to your business. And I do that with pickleball all the time. And so I think you can and you should use those things, because now I'm like the pickleball marketing strategist. I'm like, that's a thing. All right, I guess that's me. And it's like, it's so much more fun than the way I was doing it before, where it's just, I'm a content creator, I'm a marketing strategist, and that's pretty much it.
Okay, if you do not have SEO'd your website for pickleball marketing strategist, this is your sign, because there's nobody in that category but you. I could almost promise you, and people are looking for you.
The industry has just started in the last like 6 to 8 months. Everyone's doing, like, all the tennis brands now have pickleball departments. Wow. Like, shoes is a thing, clothing is a thing. And so if you find something that you're really passionate about, I think it can go hand in hand with whatever it is you're doing. And it's authentically you, and people will know that. And so I think that if people can't stand it, they'll just quietly leave.
Yeah. Jamar, I see you.
Okay, I'm like, can I say something? Love what Gwen said, and I think it's the best piggyback that I could think of is understand that your job as like marketing your own business is to attract and repel the right people, right? So that's like the job. Like, so if they don't like that you like horror movies and that really just gets them going, and they're like, oh my God, I just hate this person, then like then they're not the ones for you, right? And so like the way that I do it, I kind of think about it as like short little commercial breaks, right? Because anybody could talk about YouTube, pickleball, all like all this other stuff, but like the things that get people to help us like build community with one another and relationships is that human connection, right? What else should they care about? What else do you have besides your brain? You know what I'm saying? What other dimensions do you have? Show that. I know I do. Like, I have a cat named Jessie. People love Jessie more than me. I watch every winter. LaShonda knows I watch a deer live stream and I share that crap on Instagram and it goes crazy. LaShonda bullies me. She bullies me whenever I share it.
How many times can you truly share the deer live stream? Being the one streaming, I'm like, are we still here? But I'm seeing it. So that's probably a personal problem. But every winter, y'all, if that's what you need, if you need just wildlife, go to Jamar.
I didn't know there was a deer thing. I'm on the eagle thing right now.
Gosh, hit me up, Gwen. I'll let you know when the deer ones go live, honey.
All right. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, y'all are wild. I love this. Okay, we only have a few more minutes. I want to end on one question. No more questions in the chat. I have been messaging y'all in the chat. We don't have time for this. Maybe we need a part 2. The questions about the deer live stream. I love it. Keep your questions. Well, you can pop them in the chat. We'll come back later. But I'd love your aha moments. Share one thing from today's session where you're like, oh, this changed the way I'm going to go do this right now. We're going to pick a winner, giveaway winner in 1 minute. I'd like to end on what's next for you all in your businesses, in your content strategy, on your social media. We'll do rapid fire round. LaShonda, what's next for you?
I'm hitting the road and I'm doing a lot of offline stuff to scale the biz. We love that. So I won't tell you where I'll be, but when I'm there, you will see it.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, LaShonda. Gwen, what about you? What's next?
I have a tournament coming up soon, so I am training. I'm actually working with a client on a pickleball fitness app that I'm working on, and so I'm literally like falling off the deep end with pickleball. But in terms of my business, like I have done the work in having all of this up, right? And so when I'm not on my phone, not on my computer, guess what? Like all my content leads to my email. All my stuff leads to my offers. There's offer after offer. I have email sequences set up. And so I think that we forget that, like, is the thing built, right? Is the store built? Can they buy something from you? That's like the biggest thing. I think people are like, how do I monetize? I'm like, are you selling something? Is there a way to give you money? And a lot of people say no. And so I'm like, just build the thing first so then they can give you money and then worry about the content, because that's that's what you actually need to be doing, is promoting that thing that you're selling. I think people forget that key thing. And so my next thing is like, I have done the work to build the thing. So we're just, putting gas on the content. I run ads as well. That's like another thing that you could do if you're not doing things organically, or to amplify your organic stuff. I'm a big believer in doing both. And yeah, just training and hopefully, playing in another level in the next couple of months.
Yay. Thank you, Gwen. Chate, what's next for you?
Yes, I've decided it is social media manager summer. So every day in July and August, I'm posting content specifically to help social media managers with all of their problems that they have. So that's what I'm doing.
Love it. Follow Shantae for that. I put everyone's links in the chat. And who did it? Jamar, what's next for you?
No, no. So no, I'm kidding. So really, the last time that you asked me this, I was like, I just want to keep going with doing what I'm doing. but but now it's been really fun to where I am focusing on like really like growing my membership, like the Low Lift Club. Like I've gotten it to a place to where it is freaking amazing, and I have no more changes yet. And I want to just get that in as many people's heads as possible. And we're also doing a YouTube live challenge in the club all of July. So that's going to be really, really fun. It always makes all the members so excited. So I'm really just focusing on making my members have the best experience possible while helping them leverage YouTube for their business, and just have fun.
Hey, I love it. Thank you so much to all our panelists. Y'all give them a round of applause in the chat. Love to see it. Love to see it. And we are 1 minute over, panelists. If you have to go, please feel free to excuse yourself. But I need to give away our grand prize. Jemmy just messaged me, and y'all, she gave me 3 people. And we're going to have to give it to 3 people because I can't pick. So, grand prize, reminder, you get a 1-year membership to the Mindful Marketing Lab. You get our Social Media Rockstar t-shirt. You get our social media planner, and you get a $50 gift card from Honeybook. All you have to do is email us to win your prize. We have your names, though, because you signed up for this. So, are we ready, Jimmy? I don't know why you gave me 3 names, but here we go. Christy Snow, Shamaya Jones, and Rhonda Taylor Manuel. You won. Y'all, 3 prizes today. Okay. Jemmy was feeling very generous. Thank you, Jemmy, for the 3 prizes. Y'all better go show Jemmy some love because this was not me. This was her. Thank you all, everyone, for joining today. This was absolutely fantastic. Shout out to our sponsors, Riverside, Honeybook, Uncage Your Business, The Summit Host, Hot Stock, and Beautifully Blooming. Make sure you check out our goodie bag for your prizes from our sponsors. We love to see it, and stay tuned. This was fun. I feel like I need to do this more. So maybe there'll be another panel, maybe not. We'll see you out here on these internet streets. That's all for today, everyone. Bye.